my channel. Today I am going to discuss about Archimedean property, which is very important property in real analysis. But at first I will introduce LUV property. I have introduced LUV property in my previous video, but without LUV property I cannot explain Archimedean property. So I first introduced LUV property in shortly. LUV property. Suppose S is a non-empty subset of real number, and that is bounded above. Then S has a least upper bound. Then supremum of S exists. Have you understood? Okay. If the set is not bounded above, then supremum of S will be infinity. And if the set is bounded above, then the supremum of S will be just a number. If you give a random set S which is non-empty and has a upper bound, then supremum of S must be exist. But this property only true for real number. This property is not true others. As for example, let S equal to set of all rational number whose square less than 2. This is the interval minus root 2 root 2. And look at S is bounded above. By 3. Okay. But what is supremum of S? Supremum of S equal to root 2, which does not belongs to Q. Have you understood? Okay. But this supremum of S equal to root 2 belongs to R. So R is the only property which satisfies this property. Okay.
In abstract algebra and analysis, the Archimedean property names after Greek mathematician Archimedes. Archimedean property of R is one of the most important consequences of completeness properties or upper bound properties.
What is the Archimedean property? Archimedean property of 1 set of natural number is bounded above. Which I will introduce in my previous video. And Archimedean property of second Archimedean property of R property of R. What is the statement? The statement is xy belongs to R be any two number and x greater than 0, then there exists a natural number n belongs to n such that nx greater than y. Okay? And this is very important. Always x greater than 0. Archimedean cannot tell x less than 0. So this is very important. Let's see an example. Let x equal to 2, y equal to 1.5. Then we can choose n equal to 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. 2.3 always greater than 1.5. Have you understood? Okay. And Archimedean property in general study in all field, but here we study only for real life. Let's look the picture. Suppose this is 0, this is x, this is 2x, 3x, etc. And look at y is a, let's suppose y is a big number. Then there exists a nx in the set of natural number. And this is the Archimedean property. Okay? Let's prove the property. I will do the property by contradiction. Okay? Proof. Let for all n belongs to natural number, there exists xy belongs to R such that x greater than 0, which satisfies nx less than equal to y. Have you understood? Because I will do this proof by contradiction. Let's suppose S equal to set of all member P such that P equal to nx such that n belongs to natural number. Look, S is non-empty and bounded above by y. Okay? Then by order completeness property. Of R, always supremum of S, always supremum exists. Let supremum of S equal to M. Since M is supremum, this is the picture M, this is, if I subtract x, then M minus x is not supremum. M minus x is here. Have you understood? Okay. Then M minus x always less than M. Have you understood? Okay. By the definition of the supremum, mx always greater than m minus x for all m belongs to natural number. That imply mx plus x greater than m. That imply m plus 1 into x greater than m. And these elements is the member of S. Have you understood? And this is the contradiction of our proof, because m is the least upper bound, right? Okay. Archimedean 1 set of natural number is bounded above, and Archimedean 2 is if xy belongs to R and x greater than 0, then there exists a natural number n such that nx greater than 1. Archimedean 1 always imply Archimedean 2. Okay, but is it true Archimedean 2 always imply Archimedean 1? This is my question. Have you understood it? What I will do? Let this is a number alpha, then there is a number n belongs to natural number. So natural number cannot be upper bound, and I have to prove it. But I have to prove it by Archimedean 2. So let us consider two numbers. Let y equal to alpha be an arbitrary number and x equal to 1 and x greater than 0. Then there exists a natural number n such that n dot 1 always greater than alpha, and this is proof given any real number alpha it is not upper bound. So this property is true in both cases. Have you understood? Okay. Now I will discuss the application of Archimedean property. First application is let A equal to the set 1 over n such that n belongs to natural number. That means A equal to 1, 1 over 2, 1 over 3, 1 over n, etc. Have you understood? Okay. I have to prove infimum of A equal to eventually 0. From this relation we get A is non-empty set. Okay, and assume infimum of A equal to U. Then by the definition of the infimum, U less than equal to 1 over n for all n belongs to natural number, and also U greater than equal to 0. This is 1. Let epsilon greater than 0. That imply 1 over epsilon also greater than 0. Then by Archimedean property, there exists n belongs to n such that 1 over epsilon less than n. That imply 1 over n less than epsilon. This is true. From these two relation we get 0 less than equal to U less than equal to 1 over n less than epsilon. Since I have assumed infimum of A equal to U. Then from this relation we get U equal to 0. That means infimum of A equal to eventually 0. Have you understood? Okay. Next application is for any x greater than 0, there exists n belongs to natural number such that 0 less than 1 over n less than x. I have proved in my first property infimum of 1 over n is eventually 0. In my second property, in 1 over n, we always have a number x, any number, x is any number, such that 0 less than 1 over s always strictly less than x. What is the proof? Let's see the proof. Let x belongs to any real number. That imply 1 over x also belongs to real number. Okay. For 1 over x, according to the Archimedean property, there exists a natural number n such that n greater than 1 over x. Okay. That imply 1 over n always less than x. Right? As 1 over n greater than 0, it means there exists n such that x greater than 1 over n, 1 over n greater than 0. That implies 0 less than 1 over n less than x. This is my proof. So, for any natural number, we always get a number whose reciprocal is less than this number. Have you understood? Okay. Application 3 is for any x greater than 0, there exists a unique n belongs to natural number such that x lies between closed n, small n plus 1 open interval. Have you understood? Look the picture. This is n. This is n plus 1. X lies between n plus 1. Let x equal to 2.33, which lies between 2, 3. Have you understood? That means any positive integer, any positive x can be lies in the interval closed n, open n plus 1. Okay. Let s equal to set of all integers such that k less than equal to x. From this relation, it shows that s is not equal to 5. Suppose s equal to 5. That means any integers greater than x. That imply x is lower bound of z. This is contradiction because we know set of integer is not bounded above, also bounded below. So s is bounded above by x. Have you understood? Okay. Then by LUB property, there exists alpha belongs to R such that alpha equal to LUB of S. Look at the picture. This is alpha. That means alpha minus 1 always less than x. That means alpha minus 1 always less than alpha. That implies alpha minus 1 is not upper bound of S. Okay? Then by Archimedean property, there exists n belongs to S such that n greater than alpha minus 1, right? That means here n. Therefore, what is the relation between alpha and x? Alpha is the least upper bound of S. That means n plus 1 greater than alpha. That means here n plus 1. Since alpha is an upper bound, that means n plus 1 does not belongs to S. Okay? That implies n plus 1 greater than x. Therefore, x must be here. From this relation, I will get n less than alpha less than equal to alpha, alpha less than equal to x, x strictly less than n plus 1. That means n less than equal to x less than strictly less than n plus 1. Okay? Therefore, x lies between close interval n, open interval n plus 1. Okay? Now I will prove this n is unique. Suppose there exists another integer m which satisfy the relation m less than equal to x strictly less than m plus 1, and n satisfy n strictly less than equal to x strictly less than n plus 1. I want to prove n equal to m. This is my proof. Suppose this is not, let n not equal to m. Okay? Let us assume n less than m. That implies n plus 1 less than m. Look at the picture. This is n. This is less than equal to m. This is n. This is n plus 1. This is m. From this relation, x can be lies here. Also, x can be lies here. Therefore, our assumption is wrong. We cannot say where x lies, because here m less than equal to x less than m plus 1. From that relation, x lies here. But from that relation, n less than equal to x less than n plus 1, x lies here. This is our wrong assumption. So, n must be equal to m. Okay? That means this n always is unique. Right? I have told LUV property is very important property in real analysis. I have discussed more property of ADUB. Now I will discuss some more property. Let A be non-empty set of positive number. B also non-empty set of positive numbers. Let look AB. AB equal to set of all element xy such that x belongs to A and y belongs to B. Let alpha equal to LUB of A and beta equal to LUB of B. That means alpha greater than 0, beta greater than 0. That imply beta greater than equal to y greater than 0. Any element of AB can be written as Z. Let Z belongs to AB. That imply Z equal to xy. And Z equal to xy always less than equal to alpha beta. That means alpha beta be the upper bound of AB. Okay. Let gamma be the upper bound of AB. We have to show alpha beta is the least upper bound of AB. Then for all x belongs to A and y belongs to B, imply xy less than equal to gamma. Okay. Let fix y belongs to B for all x belongs to A, imply x less than equal to gamma over y. Okay. That means gamma over y is an upper bound of A. Okay. That means alpha always less than equal to gamma over y, because alpha is the least upper bound of A. That imply y less than equal to gamma over alpha. For all y belongs to B, y less than equal to gamma over alpha. Therefore, gamma over alpha is an upper bound of B. Okay. That means beta less than equal to gamma over alpha. Since alpha greater than 0, that imply alpha beta less than equal to gamma. That means alpha beta is the least upper bound of the set AB. Have you understood? Okay.